Higher education is staring down a steep demographic cliff, and the competition for a shrinking pool of prospective students is incredibly intense. When enrollment numbers start to slip, the immediate reaction for most decision-makers is to pour more budget into isolated digital ad campaigns. You can buy a massive surge in web traffic and flood your admissions inbox with thousands of top-of-funnel leads. But if your back-end system cannot process them efficiently, those leads go nowhere. Your institution likely does not have a traffic problem. You have a systemic conversion problem. A digital ad might generate a click in 3 seconds, but a student's final enrollment decision is a highly emotional, formally oriented process that takes 12 to 24 months to play out. This broken funnel scorecard identifies where journeys fail. First, if leads live in isolated manual spreadsheets, you lose applicants. Second, generic, presentation-heavy walks without faculty leave students unconnected. Finally, if follow-up terminates after 30 days, you abandon students before they decide. If your institution fails these diagnostic checks, you are actively bleeding your marketing budget. Building an integrated system to catch these leaks becomes a strict financial necessity. We can map out the architecture of our enrollment engine with a 3-part pipeline flowchart. The first piece, filling in at the top, is the attraction ecosystem. Here, we're moving away from traditional keywords and adopting generative engine optimization, or GEO. Instead of ranking for a single search term, GEO programs AI models like ChatGPT to draw from rich, accurate summaries, presenting your institution as the definitive answer when students ask comparative questions. Implementing this requires a major operational trade-off. Your marketing team must execute a relentless, ongoing audit to restructure the formatting of every piece of website content so AI can actually read it. On the physical side of attraction, you have to upgrade your high school visits. Rather than handing out printed brochures and hoping for a phone call, your recruiters need to use digital scanners for immediate data capture. The friction point here is entirely internal. It demands retraining your legacy admissions staff and breaking the comfortable routines they've relied on for years. Capturing high-intent leads, whether digitally or physically, holds zero value unless that data flows instantly into the next phase of your operation. That brings us to phase 2 of the engine, which animates into the middle section of our flowchart, the engagement journey. This operates around a centralized CRM hub. The core requirement here is implementing an all-in-one customer relationship management system. This centralizes tracking for every interaction and automates personalized communication sequences for each individual student. Implementing a CRM is a steep hurdle with high upfront setup costs, and it forces your institution to permanently dismantle operational silos. You need this centralized CRM foundation to support a rigorous 12 to 24-month multi-channel nurture sequence, mapping out continuous nodes for print mail, digital retargeting, and email. Running an extended nurture cycle creates a massive operational burden. You can no longer rely on seasonal email blasts. Your team must generate dozens of personalized content flows tailored to specific student interests. To survive the long, emotional cycle of a family's college decision, you must accept the operational friction required to build an integrated CRM backbone. The ultimate conversion event in this engagement phase happens on the physical ground. It requires transforming the standard campus tour from a passive lecture into an interactive, faculty-led workshop where students actually participate. Personalizing tours drastically increases your logistical burden and reduces the daily volume of students you can host. However, the trade-off yields a dramatically higher deposit rate. The final phase of the engine activates after graduation. Our flowchart completes its bottom section here, showing a persistent path curving back up to the top, labeled the loyalty loop. The input for this loop requires continuously mining your alumni database. A biology major from 5 years ago might now be a lab manager, making her the exact target for your online master's in healthcare administration. The strict requirement for making this phase work is maintaining perfectly clean postgraduate data and establishing deep, constant coordination with your alumni relations department. When you successfully close this loop, you turn your own graduates into a predictable source of new enrollments, which significantly lowers your future acquisition costs. Running an isolated digital ad campaign is like watching a brilliant soloist. They generate immediate attention, but lack the sustained power of a coordinated system. You can generate 1,000 inquiries for your flagship program with a great ad, but if your CRM integration is broken and the follow-up is slow, all of those leads devolve into pure noise. When a campaign fails to yield enrollments, it is usually a complete system failure, not a marketing failure. Misdiagnosing that difference is an incredibly expensive mistake. Actual optimization requires you to stop chasing shiny, isolated tactics and commit the resources to comprehensive structural repair. We can use this decision matrix to apply this architecture, splitting our strategy between two distinct demographic targets. For institutions targeting Gen Z undergrads, we highlight the left column. The critical path requires an obsession with the engagement phase and the physical campus experience. This relies on a strict dual-path messaging mandate. You must utilize fast, engaging social media platforms to showcase student experiences, while simultaneously deploying dedicated portals to show parents your safety metrics and career return on investment. If your target is adult learners and working professionals, we shift to the right column. The critical path requires an obsession with the attraction phase and relentlessly eliminating digital friction. Your tactics must match a professional speed. Utilize exact match targeting on LinkedIn, produce expert webinars as lead magnets, and build sub-15-minute mobile applications. Achieving sustainable enrollment growth means trading the illusion of quick, cheap leads for the demanding, high-yield reality of building an integrated enrollment engine.